Hi, how are you today? It's Chanel with Define Your Glow. Hope you're doing well. Tonight I am here to discuss setting intentions and manifesting and doing that through the use of crystalline energy. And I want to touch up a lot on crystals and the different types of combinations you can use to incorporate the different energies to manifest what it is you're trying to bring forward in your life. I'll go through a couple different things and then I'll introduce some crystals, some crystal combinations. Feel free to take notes because you're going to want to. There's going to be a lot of information in this video today. And then if you have any questions or if you need to schedule something where we can get together and look at your energy and customize like a crystal combination that would work for you best, let me know. We can schedule a session. They don't take that long. It's like a 30-minute session. They're only $25 and you can just sit with me and I'll look at your energy. Just through looking at your energy, I'll be able to find out like what intentions you're trying to set, where you're trying to get in life, your life path, your direction, and then we can chat and go over different types of crystal combinations that would help bring that forward, because you want to have that energy to work with to kind of keep your focus, you know what I mean? So what's inspired this video is I'm an admin and a mod in the moderator in a Facebook group called Idyllic Magic House. My good friend Kim has invited me a while ago to be an admin and a mod and a reader for that group, and they did a Zoom video on doing goal posters and vision boards and different ways of just inspiring yourself and keeping your goals in front of you, because we get busy every day, you know, like we wake up in the morning and we have to go to work, we gotta, you know, get our kids to where we need to get them or whatever. For me, you know, I wake up, I meditate, I have clients, I have 100 million emails to message, I have, you know, tutorials I need to make, and next thing I know, it's 9 o'clock, it's time for bed. So there are days where I'm like, I wanted to work towards that goal and dang it, I didn't even get to think about it, let alone work towards it. So tonight, with working with whatever you want to manifest, before I start with crystals, just take a couple minutes to just breathe and calm your space, because what I don't want is for you to watch this while you're cooking dinner, or for you to watch this while you're doing something else and then just swiping through it and then listening and then going back. I want to stop that from happening. So much in life we take on 3, 4, 5 different things at a time because technology has given us the ability to do that, but now we've lost quality over quantity because we're doing 50 things at one time, but now those 50 things are only getting 1% of our attention, where if we could give 100% of our attention to one thing, like a goal, it would be more likely to happen with more efficiency and more understanding than if we were to just chip away at it and then in 2 years wonder why we're still where we're at and we never achieved the thing that we've been working so hard to achieve, when really we haven't been working that hard for it. We've just been thinking really hard for it. I would like today for you to be inspired, and I want something in you to click that makes you realize and bring awareness to what it is that you're doing that's allowing you to skip things that will get you closer to where you want to be. And I also want something to click that'll open up that door, that'll make you realize what in you that you're doing that needs to change or be eliminated. Maybe it's social media, maybe it's you know, I don't know, what do people do? Like, you know, maybe it's just somewhere where time is being wasted, where you could be utilizing it elsewhere. You know, maybe it's I keep having to go back to social media because you could be reading the news, you could be reading about, you know, conspiracy theories or, you know, whatever. And what I want you to do tonight is to watch this video with full attention and full awareness. So yes, it is an instructional video. It is meant for you to watch and learn and develop a plan in crystalline energy of how to create your space daily and switching out different crystals to bring through different energies to manifest small goals that lead to a big goal, or just objectives you're overcoming in each day. And the only way to do that is to just have full awareness. So when you're watching this video, be thinking about yourself and be thinking about your habits in life and be thinking about things that you've done and that have repeated cycles that you didn't want to have repeat, but they did. And just spend time in your space tonight and just sit calmly and just think and breathe and look at the goal that you've written down and just stare at it for a minute and let it talk to you and let it communicate with you on what you need to do to make it happen. Because you can manifest all day, every day. You can make all the plans in the world and have this huge vision board, but if you're not going to put legs on those plans and you're not going to feed it your attention and your energy, it's just an idea. It's a glorified idea. So today with this video, I'm going to teach you what crystals to use that you can carry with you throughout the day. They may change throughout the day. I don't carry the same crystals with me all day. I do change them out, and it's become such a habit to me. I change them instinctively. I don't even realize I'm doing it. Like in the morning, depending on what I want to do, maybe I woke up and I was in a bad mood. So, I do my morning meditation. I do my breathing exercises. Maybe I still feel a little off. Sometimes the energy can be kind of funky. So I'll grab like a hematite. Maybe I'll grab a smoky quartz and a rose quartz. Let's raise the vibe. Let's get rid of this negative energy. Carry that with me, do some stuff through the house, maybe do some office work. I'm starting to feel better. So I'm going to start doing stuff for business. And so maybe I want to manifest. Maybe I want to manifest more sessions, or maybe I have an appointment coming up with a client and I really want to reach in deep and make it a beautiful, amazing session. So then I'll grab, like an amethyst and a tourmalated quartz and maybe a chrysocolla to really connect me to the spirit, to the divine. So it changes daily and it changes throughout what you're doing through the day. So I'll teach you how to do that so that you're not feeling like you're just thinking and spending all this time in crystals. You can just do it instinctively. Before I get started, I will give you some references for crystals for purchases. Jewelry, and this is the only place that I go. I have an Etsy site I go to that's out of Canada, and unfortunately they are not always available, so it's not the most reliable source. But the best jewelry, and she makes necklaces, rings, she does custom orders, but it's Kim McCarthy from Angelic Horizons. But you can go to her Etsy site, but it's usually empty because her stuff is so beautiful, it flies off the shelf. And I'm not even kidding. She'll post stuff on Facebook and people like fight over it. It's like Fight Club. Only peaceful because we're all working in love and light. But she makes beautiful jewelry, and it's wire wrap jewelry. I've seen where she buys her crystals, and the crystal shop that she goes to is just unbelievable. The energy and how clean they keep their crystals is over the top. So her crystals, when you receive them, are spotless, clean in energy, and they're beautiful. They have the most beautiful energy. They are amazing. And it's Kim McCarthy with Angelic Horizons. So if you're wanting wire wrap jewelry to carry with you, see her. She's on Facebook. She does have an Etsy shop, but like I said, most of the time it's empty, but she does continually make jewelry. Another place to purchase crystals is through my friend Abby Eiseminger, I can't say her name right, and she's got a crystal group on Facebook called Angelic Soul Crystal Group, and she does weekend lives. They're usually Friday or Saturday, sometimes they vary. Her crystals are beautiful, and I've ordered from her numerous times. I love her crystals. And then also there's a place on site called Energy Muse, M-U-S-E. They're a little bit pricier, but they also are a good source. So those are my three sources. And with purchasing crystals, don't feel like you have to go out and blow all this money and buy every piece of jewelry and every crystal that you come across. The goal of using crystal and energy is to pace yourself and allow it to come to you when you feel drawn. Don't force the energy of crystals. They will come to you. And when you get really connected, it is almost creepy because you'll think of like, I need to go get a carnelian. I think I'm gonna go get a carnelian. My energy's feeling weird. I kind of want to raise my vibe. And you'll either be gifted a carnelian or you'll go to a crystal shop and carnelian will be the first thing that you see when you walk in. It's really cool how they call to you. So don't feel like you have to be like, well, I set a goal poster, so I guess I gotta go drop all this money and go and order necklaces and crystals. And make your goal poster first. Then I want you to sit with your goal poster and take time with this. Please, please, please don't have this piece of paper or this poster board in a room with cut up pieces laying around it, or a dry erase board with a couple things written down. I want you to really take time in your space. You've earned it. You work your butt off. You work very hard at what you do, and you deserve to have a goal to work towards. Your life is not about paying bills and taking care of other people. You have to take care of yourself, and those other people, they can take care of you too, and they can take care of themselves. It's like a universal care thing, but you got to take care of yourself first. And you've earned the time to spend with yourself to really think about what you want. If you don't like the job you have, that's okay. It doesn't mean you have to stay there because it's good money or because you don't have any other choices. There's no such thing as no other choices. Spirit gave us the gift of free will and creativity. That's choices and thinking outside the box. Those are your free gifts from the universe to take yourself out of a place where you're not happy, or because we get shuffled around into places we don't want to be. We never planned on being there, but we wake up one morning and oh my God, there we are. And the universe has given us the gift of free will and being creative, and we can use those gifts to get out of whatever situation we're in. It can happen. So with that, when you make your poster, or whether you're making a vision board or you're just getting crystals that you want to have in your space, write it down. It doesn't have to be a fancy vision board that takes you all day where you're crafting and you have glue and paper. It can just be a pen and a piece of paper, and you write down your goal, and then you write down what you're going to do to get there, and just think about it. If you want to make it like a journal, make it like a journal. There are no rules here. This is your life. This is your intention that you're going to be setting. These are your plans and your goals. You're bound by nothing, and there are no rules except for the fact that you have to do it. You can't just write it down and think about it and then go back to what you're doing, and then wake up 3 weeks later and be like, oh man, I didn't do that, or oh, I forgot I was supposed to do that. You know what I mean? So sit in your space, silent, light a candle if you want, make it white so you can bring in that energy of spirit, white, purple, or blue, and just sit there in your space and just think about it for a minute, and then write it down. And then after you write it down, see yourself doing it. Literally visualize yourself. If you want to be a millionaire, be ready to have the responsibility that millionaires have to have. You know what I mean? So make your goal realistic and make it attainable within the means of what you have in your life right now. So think about what you want. Think about where you want to be. If you want a bigger house, if you want, freedom from a relationship that you're in, or you want a promotion at work, or maybe you want a job, maybe you're unemployed. Think about it and visualize yourself in that job, and just take in deep breaths. Inhale, and when you exhale, just see yourself there. Write down random words that come to you, or just write down what's important to you, why you want to be in that position, or why you want to be in that part. Why is that goal important to you? And then feel that energy and pay attention to it. Now you're ready to draw your crystals, because you're going to feel that energy and you're going to bring in the crystals that kind of match with it or help raise it up and give it more frequency. So on to picking out your crystals. If you're online, I personally recommend purchasing your crystals, with the exception of Abby at Angelic Soul Crystal Group. She's the only one that I would say it's okay to buy from online, because she'll tell you, you know what I mean? Her pictures are pretty clear. And there is Mother Gaia Rocks, and her name's Kendra. I did forget to mention her. Her name's Kendra at Mother Gaia Rocks. And she has crystals as well, and her stuff is okay to buy online. So there's 4 sources now. Sorry. So we have jewelry from Kim McCarthy at Angelic Horizons. We have Angelic Soul Crystal Group with Abby. We have Mother Gaia Rocks with Kendra, and these are on Facebook. And then you have Energy Muse, MUSE.com, and that's online. That's a website. They are more expensive, but it's another option. So those 4. Until you are familiar with crystals and you know what works with you, you might want to buy in person if you can. A lot of people don't have the means to do that. They don't have a crystal shop near them. So you can, if you have the ability to buy in person, until you're more familiar with how crystals work with you and how their energy feels to you, then buy online. But if you don't have that option, then buy online and just Just trial and error. You know, if you're on Etsy, there's risk there. I've bought some crystals from Etsy that were the most beautiful thing I've ever seen, and I've bought crystals that I was like, I just got screwed. So you kind of, you know, read and educate and research what you're buying, research the seller, read the comments, read the feedback, read where the crystals are coming from, you know what I mean? So just pay attention and be aware until you really can be like, see something online and go, oh, that's for me, you know what I mean? So once you get to where you're ready to pick out a crystal, let it connect with you. So like if you're in a shop or whether you're online and you're looking, and don't always be fooled by the glitter and glam, you know, the sparkly shiny ones, because sometimes those are man-made, and maybe they don't have the true earth energy in them. You know, you're just attracted to them because they're pretty. It raised your vibe because you were like, oh wow, that's so pretty. But then when you actually work with it, you don't feel the energy that made it pretty. When you see it look pretty with your eyes, it's a different feeling. It's not a spiritual feeling, because in spirit we don't use our eyes. We go, but everything is intuitive and everything is with the third eye. So if something looks pretty, sometimes that doesn't matter. It's the energy you want to feel. So when you're picking out your crystals, close your eyes and put it in your hand. And you know, like here's one. When I got my my chrysoprase, sorry, chrysoprase, sorry. I put it in my hand like this, and I just put my hand over it, and I'm in the crystal shop. I just breathe, nice deep breath, and then you'll feel it in your hand. It's like, yep, that's for me. So I ended up buying 3 of these suckers because it was like a really great vibration. So this is chrysoprase. I'll talk about it later. So make sure that you're feeling the energy, not just seeing the appearance of it. Actually, I'm going to show you a crystal. One sec. Since we're talking about appearance, pardon me as I step away. Quick story with the crystal. Looked, and this is an Etsy purchase. Saw it online. It was stunning. Absolutely gorgeous crystal. It was so pretty. So I looked at it. It was an amethyst geode, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And it had this beautiful just coloring off the back. And online, it looked like when I show you this crystal, you're going to be like, are you serious? But it's a story. Right along the base of where the geode started with the crystals, it had this real pretty line and then some gray stripes, all these different shades of purple. It was really, really pretty. And I was like, oh my God, that is so pretty, right? I'm like, oh, the energy, I got to have that crystal, and it's beautiful. So I bought it. It was expensive. It was one of my like treats to myself. Probably wouldn't have spent that kind of money for an amethyst geode, but it was like I had to have it. So I get it. I open the box and I'm like, this is nothing. It doesn't look anything like what I wanted. It doesn't even look close to it. So I'm like, there's no purple. There's none of the whites and the grays and the blues and all the really pretty, like, it just really cool colors that were in the amethyst. The geode part where it was like real sparkly online that had all the colors of purple in it. I was like, oh my God, this doesn't look anything like it. Like, I almost returned it. I actually text the seller and I'm like, are you serious right now? And it was smaller. Online it looked huge. It looked beautiful. It was just this gorgeous, just, oh, I had to have it, right? All eyes, like physical, just beauty. I had to have it. I messaged her. I'm like, this is like a ½ inch smaller and it looks nothing like it looks online. So I took a picture and, you know, you go back and forth and we were really cool with each other. But I was like, I think I'm going to send it back. Are you cool with that? And she's like, yeah, that's fine. You know, if you want to pick out something else. Like, she was really cool. I went to send it back. I got a really, really weird feeling, like a sad, judged, weird feeling, like it's in the box. I'm ready to close the lid and address it and ship it back. And I got this horrible feeling. So I opened the box back up and I'm like, sorry. I didn't know. Okay. I kept it. I messaged her back and I'm like, I'm keeping it. Something happened when I went to package it up and send it back. It has a purpose with me. It just hasn't served its purpose. Like, we're good. I'm going to keep it. So she's like, okay, no problem. Okay, this is what the crystal looks like. This is the amethyst geode I bought. It's not pretty, right? It's got some color. It's beautiful. It's a crystal. It has the geode. quality, but if you would have seen the online picture, all of this was like this really pretty, deep, vibrant purple, and this part was like a white with gray marbled through it, and the whole outside of it was a real bright white. And then where you can't see, you can barely see these stripes, these were like really vivid and really vibrant colors of different shades of purple, and then the top was like white and like a little bit of blue and gray. It was beautiful, and I was like, okay. So I kept it. I use this almost every single day. This is one of my primary crystals that I use, and it's like the little kid in the back of the classroom going, me, pick me, pick me. I use it almost every day. So there's a story on why appearance and how a crystal physically looks usually may not matter, because it will serve its purpose. And it actually, the story of how this ended up being used is like, that's like a whole nother video, but this actually ended up being attached to somebody I worked on, and it literally made a story in my life. Like, this little crystal ended up being life changing. So with that, just be open and be aware of not the physical appearance with crystals. Be aware of the feeling and trust your intuition. Open up your gut, your solar plexus, and just be like, I want crystal energy. I want it to work with me, work through me, connect to me, do what it needs to do. Okay. So when you start picking out your crystals, when you take them home, you want to cleanse them. You either want, and you don't want to cleanse them with water, because most crystals are not water, would be like the water soluble or water friendly. Some of them will dissolve in water because there is salt elements in most, like calcite, selenite especially. Selenite is salt, it'll dissolve in water. Calcite, argonite, most of the ITEs are not good in water. Like most of the crystals that end in the letters ITE are not usually good in water because there's salt based in them, so it'll eventually deteriorate. But with that, you do want to cleanse it. So either like sage or Palo Santo, you can leave them in the moon if you buy them on the night of a full moon. A salt lamp. I have a salt lamp next onto my desk where I have all of my crystals placed after I'm done using them. Salt lamps are, in my opinion, I think are the best way to cleanse, or a selenite plate. And selenite plates, they come in all different shapes and sizes, and you can put the crystal right on it, and selenite is self-cleansing. You never have to actually cleanse selenite. Like, oh, here we are. This is a selenite stick, and after I do Reiki services, I'll just rub this in my hand and kind of cleanse. If you're wanting to get more practice with your third eye, you can kind of, rub it through your third eye, your crown, and just kind of leave it, and it'll help absorb the negative energy that's preventing those chakras from working. Selenite on the heart, oh my God, works so good. Just put that right on your heart chakra and just kind of rub it around, and this will absorb negative energy, but it also absorbs negative energy on itself. So it's really good for cleansing crystals. You can just place them around it, or if you have a selenite plate, you can put it right on top, and that'll help clean them. And you do that too after you use them. Like if you've been holding on to them for a day or throughout, a couple days, you can take them out of your pocket or your purse, set them next to a selenite plate and cleanse them, and to help remove any excess energy from yourself. So get them cleansed. Then you can start using them after, when you set your intention. So when you've purchased your crystals, then you cleanse them with either selenite, Palo Santo, or smudge them with usually white desert sage is a good one. And then they're ready to have the intention set. So now we're getting into the good stuff. When you set an intention with a crystal, feel free to Google it, research it if you're not sure why you're drawn to it. You could even Google like green crystal feeling of joy, like if you felt really good when you held it, and a lot of different crystals will come up, and you can just look for the picture. Most green crystals are luck, abundance, and prosperity, but they are also heart chakra, because the heart chakra is green, so you just gotta be aware. But find out what the energy is of the crystal, like in general. However, that doesn't mean, again, where there's no rules here. If you find a fluorite, or let's say you're attracted to a aventurine, and it says it's all about money and prosperity and high energy, but you're not necessarily, maybe you don't want money, maybe you're wanting love or a boyfriend or a relationship, but for some reason you're drawn to the aventurine, you use it. There's a reason for that. Don't feel like because it says it's drawn to money that you can't use it. When you get drawn to your crystals, if you really want to set the intention and take time, feel free to write your intention down on a piece of paper and place the crystal on it the night before you go to bed. Like if you're gonna, that morning, if you're gonna do a prosperity, set the intention to have a day of prosperity or a day of abundance. Write down abundance on a piece of paper and put the crystals that you're going to carry with you the next day. Put them on that piece of paper so they can sit on that energy through the night, and then you can take them with you the next day. It works. It really does, because you're establishing that energy within the crystal, but then you're taking ownership of it by carrying it. And then anytime you reach in your purse or your pocket, you touch those crystals, and it's a reminder, oh, this is my day of abundance. So with that, once you've set the intention, now you can carry it. So if you're someone that's made a goal poster, or you're into like writing your goals down on a dry erase board, with setting intention, and this is like opening up your mind and opening up your heart and your energy into setting an intention of a goal. So when you do that, the crystals you can do that with, I'll go through just a few. There's many, but I'm just going to go through a few. Citrine is one for career, any solar plexus energy. So career, job promotion, maybe you're starting up a new business, and maybe you're going to the bank to get a loan. So you could take like, do like an aventurine, a pyrite, and a citrine, and then carry those with you if you're wanting to manifest the idea of money for your new business adventure. Those work really well. And I'll show you citrine, because citrine's kind of tricky. Excuse me. Because citrine is tricky because a lot of crystals that are called something different, like Congo quartz, is citrine, and it's a brown quartz, and it doesn't look like citrine. It grows in South Africa, but it's a citrine. So you have, like, this is a citrine geode. See the different elements, right? But it's just the orange on the top. And then this is the citrine that you would be familiar with, that you would know as a citrine. The orange with the white and the different, not inclusions, but like the different, cracks and different colors that go through it. Like, see right there where it really gives off some color. And this is a beautiful, beautiful crystal, okay? But then also, this is a citrine. Completely clear, and it has phantoms in it. So they're all a little bit different. So you want to just make sure, because a lot of people might be like, oh, that's a yellow quartz, or that's a polished, I just lost my train of thought. But anyway, they might think it's something else, but no, this is a citrine. It's got some phantoms in it. Very, very high vibration crystal right here. So when you feel it, even though these are all citrine, each one feels different. This one feels really calm to me. So when I use this is like if my solar plexus feels a little like overactive, like I'm losing sleep, I'm thinking too much about work, I'm thinking too much about business. This is the one I'll usually sleep with or keep with me. Yes, I do carry this in my purse. I dare a robber to try and steal my purse. He'd be so disappointed. Be full of rocks in his eyes. I'd be like devastated because they're my crystals, but he'd be like, whatever. But yes, this is to, even though it's a citrine for career and manifesting, promotions or, advancement in life, this would be one, because it makes me feel calm. I use this if I'm like losing sleep over work, or losing sleep over, oh my God, I had too many clients say like, I'm dying, I'm so tired, and maybe I should move some to this week, or maybe I should just take the week off. That's when I'm like, okay, get this guy out. And then, so they vary, but citrine is going to be your career / advancement in life / I want to have courage to step forward and do these things crystal. Now, if you're wanting to make a crystal combination with that energy, you could do aventurine, pyrite, green agate would be really good too. And these again are setting intentions for abundance or prosperity. That's because what you want to do is raise your energy. You want to raise up that frequency of self, so you just have more clarity as to why you want advancement in career, or why you're setting up a business, or why you're wanting more money. What are you paying off? What are you going to do with this extra money when you get it? Is it really going to make your life any better? Because sometimes money isn't the answer. Sometimes it's something else you need to work on. So really make sure you know why you're asking for what you're asking for, and that it really will raise you up into a better place in life, and maybe heal and cleanse you of something else, right? So with that, the other one, if you're wanting to build like strength, inner will, which will is almost kind of like a gift from the universe. We have that willpower. We just need the courage to use it. The whole I can't, no, I don't have time, maybe tomorrow, or I don't know, everyone's going to stare at me, everybody's going to think I'm weird. Labradorite is going to be your crystal to just stop that energy. If you have issues with negative self-talk, but you really want to manifest a kick-ass life, carnelian, citrine, labradorite, and tourmaline. Those are going to be your 4. Because tourmaline or selenite actually, because tourmaline or selenite, both of those are going to deflect the negative energy. The selenite will absorb it. The tourmaline will deflect it. It'll literally, like, gradually, as you carry it, put like an energy field around you that'll protect you from negativity. The citrine will get your energy nice and high, and then the carnelian will do the same. Carnelian has a really high frequency, and it's a root chakra and solar plexus chakra. So it'll ground you into your idea and give you that courage, but it'll also raise up your frequency and help you manifest and be creative with those ideas. And the labradorite is going to really amp up that free will and that willpower to do it. Because a lot of times people, I hear the most, like, I just have the energy for that today. It's like, yes, you do. Yes, you do. The energy's there. You're just telling yourself it's not, because you have another issue that's stopping you from doing what you want to do. Of course you have the energy, like, go with it. So labradorite will do that. So I'll show you what a labradorite looks like. And labradorite's another one that it varies. It's a beautiful crystal, but some of them are really dark and they just have like the colors kind of marbled through them. And this was one that was gifted to me. This is a real flashy, real pretty labradorite that was gifted to me from a really good friend. So but if I can get it to not flash, see how it's just kind of a darker, it almost looks like marble. I'm trying to get the glare out of there from my light. And then this is a flashy labradorite. Now this is your like super flashy. See how it has right? See? This crystal, this was another gift to me from a good friend. Actually, the same friend that gifted me this gave me this. So this is your flashy labradorite. It's a beautiful crystal. This is that you can just feel the frequency, and it just rise you up, and it gives you that strength, and it wipes out any negative self-talk and excuses like, well, I don't have time and I can't do that today. So that's labradorite. Carnelian is really cool because carnelian, like citrine, it comes in many different colors and shapes and sizes. For the most part, it's different shades of orange. There might be little flecks of brown. This is a carnelian, and I actually got this carnelian from Kendra at Mother Gaia Rocks. And she's, if I remember right, out of Colorado. I'm not 100% on that, but I think she's out of Colorado. And this is a crystal that I bought from her. And this is a carnelian. This is actually, in all honesty, one of the first crystals I bought. When I started getting into crystal energy, I bought this from her a while ago, and it was like, it's so pretty. So this is what a carnelian, like a palm. But then there's also these guys that are carnelian. They don't look anything like a carnelian. But there's this. This is a carnelian. So this would be one it's nice and flat. You can put it in your pocket. Women sometimes put them in their bra. I wouldn't really encourage that because you could lose it. Or you could, it's uncomfortable. It's in your bra. I usually put it in my purse or my pockets. These are perfect for the pocket. They're nice and flat. And then you can keep that with the tourmaline, the labradorite, and a lot of crystals come in different shapes and sizes. So if you want to carry a carnelian, you don't have to carry this guy. You can carry one of these. You know what I mean? And so that'll work. So that's a good one for strength, courage, inner will, like as in willpower, not free will, but like willpower. So with that, there was another one I wanted to mention. Oh, tourmaline. This is what tourmaline looks like. And this is a pendulum I have, but this is the tourmaline crystal. Let me see if I can get it to zoom in. It's not going to zoom in, but anyway, you kind of get the idea. It's and this is a Herkimer diamond that's on there, but this is what tourmaline looks like. And if you carry that with a labradorite and a carnelian or a citrine, that's going to be some really good energy for free will and manifesting and having courage in whatever it is you're trying to manifest in that goal. So with that, first thing in the morning when you wake up, maybe take those with you to work. And then when you come home, now it's time to calm down. You know, maybe you're going to get dinner ready for the family. Maybe you're going to put your feet up and watch Netflix. Maybe you're overwhelmed and your mind's racing. You brought work home with you. How many people do that, right? We go to work, we're busy, and we bring that busy right to the table when we get home. We're not able to leave it at work, right? We come home and we're still racing. Our mind's still going 100 miles an hour. It's like we're still at work. To calm and soothe, pink howlite or white howlite is going to be your go-to. This is a pink howlite. I gifted my other howlite, so pink howlite tonight when I'm talking about it. Very, very calming. And this is definitely not good with water because it's all mostly salt. But it's a very calming. Like when I put it in my hands like this, it's just like I could sleep. It instantly just soothes. But you could also with howlite, because it's a salt, if your mind's going really fast, just sit here like this and just put it on your forehead and just kind of like, it's really good for temple headaches or stress headaches. Like sometimes back in my banking days, way back when I was a bank manager, if you can believe it, I'd get these headaches like right here above my eyebrow. And if you, something like that, you could just put it right here and just kind of like press that energy on there and you'll feel it. If you carry it with you, howlite's pretty brittle. So I wouldn't recommend carrying a really big piece, but if you can get like a little piece like this, like maybe even like a little square and carry it with you, that way it doesn't break. Howlite's a really good one to carry. And also blue calcite and kyanite are really good for calming. And this piece, I don't have any small kyanite. Maybe I do. I don't think I do, but kyanite, this is a really big chunk of kyanite, but this is what it looks like. And they come in slivers when you buy them smaller, and they're really good to keep in your pocket or keep in your space for calming and soothing. They're also really good for connecting to spirit. So if you're really spiritual and you want to connect to your guides, you want to connect to spirit, kyanite and howlite will help with that because they help with the monkey mind. And you can just place the crystal like either on your crown or your third eye. You know, if you're like laying down, you can put it on your third eye and just let that energy run through and calm the mind so it opens you up to spirit. Okay, let's talk motivation, right? So motivation, when you've set a goal and you now have to put legs on it and be motivated to achieve it, right? And we all have those goals that we never really truly achieve. And then we make excuses like, oh, it wasn't really a goal. It was just a dream. Like, I know I'm never going to get that, but it is fun to think about it, right? How do you know? There's homeless people out there that they're movie stars. They're millionaires. If I remember right, I think Oprah Winfrey's story was she was pretty low income, and look at her now, you know? I mean, look at some of the athletes in sports, right? A lot of those guys came from really rough areas and they're millionaires now playing, you know, football or baseball, whatever, boxing, you know what I mean? Ray Charles, you know what I mean? So don't make your goals attainable, but also don't limit yourself just by thinking. Limit yourself, never, but allow yourself to be realistic considering where you're at currently in life, but keep the bar raised so that you're always reaching higher. And that way, when you're reaching higher, it's forcing you to be creative, it's forcing you to think outside the box, and it's forcing you to put yourself in places of being uncomfortable, because the discomfort is what teaches you. Being comfortable is great, and being content and happy and, you know, where you're at is great, but when you really truly want more, you have to be, first of all, you have to be thankful with what you have now. If you're not thankful for what you have in front of you now, no matter what it is, you're not going to get more. because why would you be given more when you're not even grateful for what you have in front of you right now? So you have to be grateful, and then you want to make sure that you have the means, and if you don't have the means, have a plan to get the means. You know what I mean? So the way to get yourself motivated with crystalline energy, charge them for one when you buy them. Motivation on a piece of paper, energy, you know, frequency, creativity, all those things that make you motivated. Really charge yourself. You know what I mean? And that's where carnelian's going to come in, which I showed you earlier. Bloodstone is a fantastic stone for that. It's kind of like it helps with like opening up the pathways of energy in your mind for thinking outside the box. It's great for deflecting negative energy, and it's kind of cool looking, and it's got chalcedony and red jasper in it, so it's two different crystals. I think there's even a little bit of hematite. If I remember right, little black flecks, but this is bloodstone. It's a really, really cool, really pretty crystal, so you can have that with you in your pocket with carnelian. Boom, like that's a great crystal combination. Bloodstone and carnelian is awesome together. So you would have like these guys together. Oh, see, just putting them together, my body's like, woo! So it's got a good vibe to it. So this is your carnelian and your bloodstone. So that would be for motivation. And then you would charge those the night before so that you have them with you in the day when you're working or whatever you're doing, when you need to be motivated, or working out even, or eating better. You know what I mean? There's a lot of different things to be motivated about. It doesn't have to be a goal. It can be something smaller that's going to make you closer to the steps to your goal. So yeah, if you want to lose weight or get more toned or something, but you need the energy and the motivation to get to the gym or to do a workout or to eat better or to even go for a walk. You know, you don't have to go to the gym to lose weight. You can go for walks. You can be active through the house. I mean, my goodness, 2020, we didn't have gyms and people were doing great with their fitness goals, which was amazing. But that would be an idea for being motivated. Black obsidian and tourmaline, I like to recommend that people keep with wanting to stay motivated, because black obsidian is a really cool crystal. It's black and it's really high gloss, and then the tourmaline was the one I showed you, and those help protect from the negative side of ourselves. We really truly are our worst enemy, right? Like, we say some pretty horrible things to ourselves when no one's listening, or when we're in our mind and we're not doing what we want to do, or we're making mistakes that, you know, are during our day or whatever, we're forgetting our car keys. The hematite, or excuse me, the black obsidian, well, hematite does too, but black obsidian and tourmaline help with that as well. And those will help deflect those negative thoughts. So if you have that on you, like if you're wearing a black obsidian pendant or you have a black obsidian bracelet, and let's say you mess up at work, you're not going to sit there and go, oh my God, I'm so stupid. I suck at my job. God, I hate my job. My job just sucks so bad. You know what I mean? It'll be more like this. It'll be like, oh, I can't believe I did that. Oh my gosh, that's just crazy. How am I going to fix this? You see the difference in the thought patterns? That's hematite and that's obsidian. It changes you because your energy is all over you and it's going through that bracelet. So that's why instead of going, I'm so stupid, oh my God, I can't believe I did that, I'm gonna get fired, oh my God, they hate me here, I hate my job, it goes into, I can't believe I did that, I can't believe that, how am I gonna fix this, okay, what am I gonna do, let me think for a minute. And then it makes you automatically like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. So that's the difference in crystalline energy. So that's why, especially at work, boy, if I was when I was in banking, my desk would have been riddled with crystals. But at the time of banking, I didn't even know what crystals were, if you can imagine. I had no idea. I knew like about amethyst, and it was jewelry to me. I had no idea the power of crystals, not a clue. So here I am. But another crystal for motivation that you can mix, I'm thinking, it's funny, I wrote this down before I did the video, and now I'm like, what was I thinking? Hang on a second. Oh yeah, okay. So these two together go really well, and I just got these the other day. Let me shift things around here. So motivation is still the energy we're wanting to manifest. And again, it can be motivation for anything. Because being motivated is great, because that's what's going to give wheels to whatever it is you're trying to work for, or whatever it is you're working for or trying to manifest. But chalcedony is a really cool crystal, and it also absorbs negative energy pretty quick too. I've noticed chalcedony works really well. It like sucks it up, but it's also really good for like goodwill, harmony. It brings like body and mind and energy into sync, so that, because sometimes our physical body and our energy are totally disconnected and we feel off, and our chakras are, zigzagging all over. They're not a full energy center, and then our energy is doing one thing, our physical body is doing another, and then we can't figure out why we feel the way we do, or why we can't sleep, or why we have stomach issues, or tension headaches, or backache, fibromyalgia, 100% an energy issue. So chalcedony helps with all that. So chalcedony bracelet or necklace would be the best, but this is what it looks like. And they're all different. Like chalcedony, this is blue chalcedony, but it looks different in each crystal. So if you were to go to a crystal shop to get this, they'll have them all together, but every single one will look totally different, which is also why I like it, because none of them look the same. So blue chalcedony and chiroprase, and that's the green one I showed earlier. This is abundance and prosperity, but it's also joy and happiness and harmony. So you've got two different types of harmony. You have this one that's harmony, the chalcedony, because it's absorbing negative energy. It's bringing harmony to the spiritual self, as well as your energy and your physical body. And then you also have the chiroprase, which is bringing harmony and joy. So it's raising that vibration. With this one, you could throw down a carnelian or a citrine and have these three together. Oh my God, the best motivation ever. Just like, you automatically just feel better. So, side note, if ever you're doubting your crystal and energy, like if you really like this is crazy, I've never heard of this before, put a high energy crystal next to your bed and have fun trying to sleep. You will not sleep at all. So with that, crystal placement through your home is very important. And I've done it. I've accidentally put like the really high energy, high frequency crystals by my bed, and I was like, why did I sleep so bad last night? My mind was going 100 miles an hour, and then I look over at my nightstand, I'm like, fantastic. There's like 5 citrines, and there's carnelians, and you know what I mean? So crystals are important where you place them in your home. So depending on where the most activity is in your home is where you want to put the crystals that have the most calming and energy absorbing factors. So if you're the type of person that when you come in your home, you blaze in through the garage door into the kitchen, and maybe kids come running in to say hi, or you have pets that come up and it's automatic, like mayhems and greetings, a salt lamp is a really good place to put in that type of area. Or maybe your family room, your kids are always having friends over, there's always activity and things are always really like high strong, salt lamp in the family room, and then maybe put a kyanite sphere, or even like an onyx, a green onyx would be a really good one, and you can place them through your home to help pull in that energy. With carrying crystals and setting intentions, a really great way to keep that energy circulating through you is to wear a copper bracelet. Copper is a natural conduit, and it also, just side note, it kills bacteria. Like nothing can grow on copper, like it can't get dirty. That's brass. I think that's brass. Sorry, I just misinformed you. Brass. Sorry. But copper is a natural conduit, and it pulls that energy through. So if you have on a copper bracelet or like a copper necklace, or maybe you've got a pendant that's wrapped in copper wire, that copper keeps that energy like on you, so that it's not just like around you. If you remember those domes, what would that have been in like the 90s? That had the ball of light, and it like shot out all the rays of light, and then if you put your hand on it, they'd all go to that area, and it would like outline your hand. That's what copper does. Wherever it is on your body, it pulls that energy to it. So and you'll notice if you wear copper, because of the physical effects in a good way that it has on your body, if you were to take, and feel free to try this, like put on a couple copper bracelets, maybe put on a copper necklace, or, like the athletes have those copper leggings, and try this. Take a slice of lemon and taste it before you put on the copper, and then put on a copper necklace or, whatever, bracelet. Let it wear it for a little bit, and then taste the lemon afterwards. It'll taste totally different. It won't be as sour or as bitter, because the copper has neutralized your energy, for one, which has neutralized your acid levels and balanced your pH, because it's shifting the energy, it's moving it. It's not just going to get blocked and sit and not move. That's why copper is like a lifesaver, because it keeps the energy pulling through you. So like when people have blocks and cords, copper helps remove those blocks and cords over time. What keeps the blocks and cords in the person's body is their mind, because they're reminding themselves of what they went through. And it's those people that like, oh my God, I was abused as a child, so now I have PTSD and I can't do this and I can't do that. And then the next day they're supposed to do something, and oh, I can't do this, I can't do that. I have this disease, I have this ailment, I have, weak immune system, I have an autoimmune disease, and they're repeating it and they're feeding that information into their mind so that the energy's circulating, but it's gonna like, oh, there's the block, oh, there's the block. They never actually give themselves and feed themselves information that allows the body to release that and heal. You have to feed your body what you need to feed it to heal. So that's why when you're wearing copper, if you allow it to run its course and allow that energy to run through you, it's awesome, because it'll help remove blocks and cords from way back when. And it's not like you're gonna feel it one day and go, oh my God, I just had a block removed on my heart. You're just gonna one day realize that the person that hurt you, or whatever it was you were thinking about, that slowed your process, you're just gonna be like, it's gone. Like, where'd it go? Oh wow, that's so awesome. And you'll just notice one day you don't think about it anymore, or you'll just notice one day you feel lighter. So it's over time. So with using crystalline energy and the energy of copper and the earth energy of the elements around you, it happens as soon as you connect to it. But the healing or the manifesting, the intentions that you set, that takes place over time. You'll feel the energy right away, whether it's copper or a crystal, or you're meditating. If you're using an essential oil, it is an element of the earth. It's just like if you drink a glass of water when you're thirsty. You drink that water and you're like, oh, it felt so good, I'm dying of thirst. Same thing with your crystals, like, oh my God, I feel so good right now. And it's the same thing, it's energy. And the minute you touch it, your body connects to it and feels that energy, and it circulates through you. You put it down, it's empty, it's gone. Pick it up, you can feel it. So like, as you build your collection and you cleanse them, pick up different ones and just feel it for a second. Think about it. Like this one, right away, I can feel it tingling all the way down my arm. Very high frequency. Put it down, shake out the energy, pick up my howlite, instantly calm. I mean, like, see, like my hands, when they get energy, the veins pop out right away. With the howlite, it's like gone. And then when you get to something like a Chrysocolla, this is harmony connecting to spirit. It's a beautiful crystal. This is one of my favorite crystals. It's so pretty. This one, right away, your ears will start to ring, or you'll start to have like tingling in your third eye area, because the spirit's like, oh hey, it comes right through. And it's not just because the spirit sees the crystal and they come running. It's not like that. It opens up your energy, because it circulates through, and it's open just by holding this, and you'll feel it right away. And then you'll just be like, open up, and you can connect to your higher self. You connect to your guides, your ancestors. Heck, why not? They're waiting for you. You're surrounded by them. So there's all those different elements. So it's very similar with crystalline energy. You're quenching the thirst of the energy in your body that needs that connection to give you more awareness of self and your why and your how and the creativity. So when you have issues with courage or panic or self-doubt, negative self-talk, insecurities, you are afraid to share your voice, or you're stuck in a position in your life where you just feel like you're doing the same thing day in and day out, and you want that to change, attach to crystalline energy, attach to the energy of self, and take time to be in that space. I highly recommend and encourage everybody to just stop spreading yourself over 40 different things in one day. Take one thing at a time. Make yourself a priority. That is not a selfish thing. To say to somebody, no, I don't have time, that's not a bad thing. Even if, let's say you do have the whole day off, but you're exhausted, you just worked a 45-hour work week, and it's a Sunday, and a friend says, oh my God, I need your help. Can you please? And you're like, you know what? I'm really tired. Maybe help them for part of the day. Don't be like, oh my God, okay, I'll be right over. Because now you just took in their energy, and you just drained yourself even more. Now you can't recover from your own busy week or your own stuff that you have going on, because you just took on somebody else's, and now you're a part of their space, and you've left yourself on the back burner, and you're going to come back to that, and you're going to be exhausted. So it's okay to say no. It sucks. And we want to be able to say yes to everybody. We want to be there for everybody. And God, it'd be great if we could be. But sometimes people need to struggle because that's their lesson. They need to learn something. So when you say, yeah, I'll do that for you for sure, you might be taking their lesson, and you'll learn as you go, and you'll learn as you connect and feel yourself. You'll start to learn where your boundaries are, and you'll start to learn who really may not need you. They just know that they have you available, so they're going to reach out to you. And it's an unfortunate fact of life. If people know you're going to be there, they'll slack off a little, and they'll just count on you. And so many people are guilty of that. It's just how we are. If you know someone's going to help you, sure, why not? And then there's other people that will never ask for help, and they should be, and they drain themselves because they're at a moment in time where the Spirit's trying to teach them that they have a tribe and they need to be reaching out to these people. They're not meant to do it alone. You know what I mean? So it goes back and forth, and it all starts with awareness and awareness of self. And the only way to really dig deep into that spiritual awareness and awareness of self is connecting, manifesting, setting intentions, and using crystalline energy and earth energy to empower that and give it legs. So I've kind of gone over a lot, so I'm going to let you go. But feel free to start Googling and come up with your own crystal recipes and your own customized crystal patterns that you can use every day. And when you come home and you feel like, wow, I really need this energy instead, take those crystals out of your bag, put them on a selenite plate, grab something else to carry with you, through the night. Sometimes maybe you just need to be cleansed of everything anyway. Put them on the selenite plate, go take a shower, and just relax and go about your night that way too. If you have, practice with your kids and you have to be here and you have to be there, maybe put those ones out and grab other ones that are going to give you more energy. Grab a carnelian. You know what I mean? Ground and really be aware. And grounding comes with just breathing and physically pressing your feet into the ground and just feeling the presence of your space. So whether you're outside or you're in your home on carpet, curl your toes and grab that area that you're standing in. Stand up on your toes and press the pads of your feet into the ground. Maybe dig your heels in and just kind of like roll your feet around while you're standing, and just like push into the ground and just feel that connection to spirit. And then just breathe and just see yourself connecting to the earth energy, and that'll bring more awareness to self as well. A good grounding crystal is argonite. Argonite's a great grounding crystal. And again, this is a calcite crystal. It's made with red calcite, and I think it's red and blue calcite is what argonite is made of, and it's the heat factor of where it grows that turns it brown. So this is an argonite, and this is a great grounding crystal. So you can hold this, so maybe have this by your bedside the night before and write down grounding, clarity, and open mind, and then put the argonite on that. And then in the morning when you wake up, hold it close to your chest, or just hold it like this and just stand there. Press your feet to the ground, curl your toes, roll your ankles, take in a deep breath. It takes 2 seconds, you're grounded. You know what I mean? Don't make it complicated. A lot of times people will be like, I don't have time to do that today. I don't have time to pick out crystals. Sure you do. It takes 10 seconds, and even better, if you really feel like you don't have time, even more time to do it, because then you'll just grab You know what I mean? You're not going to take the time to really think about it, which is good. Sometimes you just need to grab them and go, because then later you'll figure out that that was exactly what you needed. So don't make it really complicated. Don't feel like you have to light a candle and, clear out a room and sit Indian style, or, sit in your Zen position and take hours out of your day. Just bring that crystalline energy with you and just have that awareness and allow it to run its course, and throw in a piece of copper jewelry to help pull that energy around. Cleanse yourself at the end of the night. You can put them on a selenite plate. You just have to wash your hands. Just breathe in the space and just really start to get to know your crystals. And as you grow your collection, place them throughout your house. Place them in your bathroom. Maybe place them in the in your bedroom, on your nightstand, in your kitchen, in your family room. If you're going to put them in the bathroom, make sure that they are okay with the steam. Don't do a selenite, because the steam will over time give it like white speckles and cause it to deteriorate. Same with howlite and the calcites as well. But like an amethyst, you could do like an amethyst geode in the bathroom. A fluorite, that's a really good one too, because fluorite's like fantastic for clarity. It's a beautiful crystal too. Fluorite is such a pretty crystal. I have a couple behind me, but it's a really pretty, different stripes, different colors. It's beautiful. Have that in your bathroom. It's a great crystal for connecting and energy and high frequency, and just like, it's like a good bathtub crystal. You know what I mean? So just be open and be present in the space. Be creative. No boundaries, no rules. Don't box yourself in. Open up your mind. Open up your idea of self and dig in and see what it is you want and why, and then draw in those crystals that are going to help you get there, and then give it legs. Don't just think about it, please. If you really want something, think about it, but don't have that be the only thing you're doing. Like, think about it and then put action to those thoughts, and every day take a step. Even if it's a little tiny step, as long as it's a step, you're doing it right. Okay, if you have any questions, or you want to set up a time to meet and go over crystal and energy, I'd love to do that. I'll chat crystals all day. I love crystals. If you're feeling like you have blocks and the crystals you're carrying aren't working, or maybe you have cords still and you're still struggling, message me. We'll set up a Reiki session. I have intuitive Reiki, where I go through your chakras and I tell you exactly what traumas are still there. And we go in more detail of what is exactly going on in those chakra systems, and I get you all nice and aligned and grounded, and then you're ready to go. So give me a shout. I have a blog on my website called defineyourglow.org. Make sure to join my mailing list as well for emails, because I don't go crazy. I don't send out 10 emails a week. I send out like maybe one a week, and sometimes there'll be coupons attached. Sometimes they're card readings. Sometimes they're just motivational words that I feel like people need to hear. So go to my website, defineyourglow.org, and subscribe to your email, and feel free to check out my blog. And then of course I'm on Facebook at Define Your Glow. Feel free to click like and follow and participate on my page, because I post all kinds of stuff. So anyway, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate your time and you watching, and feel free as you do this to comment and share with me your crystal combinations. I would love to know what you're doing and what crystal combos that have been working for you. And you have a great night, and I'll talk to you soon.